sexual harassment in Acholiland. Today, I want to go back to my roots and take a look back on sexual harassment taking place in our homeland that we have not taken seriously. We are a nation that forget everything around us. We pay more attention to our personal well-being than collective responsibility within the society we should be protecting. Sometimes back, a pastor was taken into custody over claims of assaulting female members of his church. He claimed that he is a prophet and bishop of the Holy Power Center Church that is appointed by God. At that time, the Union of Born Again churches decided to shut down all branches in northern Uganda, following increased report of sexual harassment, extortion of money from their Christian supporters. Gulu District Chairman, together with union executives at that time, decided to shut down the church. And if you ask me whether we learned something from that sort of behavior, my answer to you will be no. We all know that even Jesus warned his followers to beware about tax collectors who uses his name for their personal benefit, collecting money from the poor to service their own ego. In 2013, several women employees of 𝙁𝙊𝙇𝙊𝙒 services working on Gulu main market, which was under construction, complained of sexual harassment when their supervisors demanded sex in order to ensure they received their wages at the end of a hard working day. I wonder whether those supervisors were investigated and charged with sexual harassment. I do believe that for a long time, many employees in our homeland are being abused by their employers, mistreated, and used as a low-class citizen. I believe that in different business sectors in Gulu municipality and another part of Acholiland, sexual harassment and humiliation goes unnoticed. The chairman of Gulu municipality, Mr. Mapinduzi, recently spoke out on sexual harassment, saying that he has received a lot of complaint about bad working situation in hotels in Gulu municipality, about sexual harassment in Gulu municipality. And as he said, let me repeat his words, we cannot allow anybody to turn us into a slave in our own homeland. The businessman running those hotels are from Somalia, India, and Eritrea. And these are the people, we welcome them into our home with open arms, because we Acholis are known for our hospitality. And here you come and start humiliating our women, sexually harassing our women, forcing them to work in a very, very dangerous environment, in the toilet, which could cause them their health in future. That is not acceptable. Those are not acceptable. You cannot start a hotel and you don't give these people a contract. You cannot call yourself an investor, or you're investing in a hotel, or you're a businessman when you want to sleep with a person you employ before you pay them their salary. If they refuse to sleep with you, you chase them away. Without pay. Which means you are involved in slavery. You are found in slavery. You come and you turn our people into slaves. Now I understand that the chairman, Mr. Mapinduzi, is setting up a committee to investigate these hotel owners, whether they have permit to work in Uganda, whether they have permit to live in Uganda. He's going to talk, going to have a meeting with elected members and the district labor officer, who is going to check out whether these people have a working permit. It is time for the chairman of Gulu municipality to wake up. And take the matter seriously. Because in fact, I don't believe that all this time, these people had been functioning, running a hotel in Gulu, and you as the chairman of Gulu municipality, you don't know whether they have a permit to run a hotel in Gulu. That is a joke. That is not something serious. Mr. Chairman has a lot of questions to answer. And I still have a lot of questions for the chairman. and elected leaders in Acholiland. How on earth do you allow business owners of hotels in Gulu to start running business without controlling their credentials, background, business plan, how much money they have to start hotel business? It is so massive. Anybody can come to Acholiland with 2 million Uganda shillings and just set up business without question being asked. Is that how we are going to run the city that is about to start next year? Is it possible for us to run a city when we cannot even run the municipality and check people who are coming to harass and humiliate our women in our own municipality? What the chairman intends to do now should have been done when these people first came in. They should have been checked. The record should have been kept. The municipality should know exactly who are the people, how many people are doing business in Gulu municipality, are they paying tax or they are not paying tax. You still have a lot of questions to answer, Mr. Chairman, because that is something that you cannot allow to happen. How did the Somalis, the Indians, and the Eritreans get the permission to run a business or a hotel in Gulu without the municipality knowing whether they have the right and permit to be in the country? It is a joke. It is a joke. It is unbelievable. You may come out with a very nice story that people have been complaining, people are what, but Mr. Chairman, as long as you don't give us the right information, how on earth do these people started business and you never notice? But now is the time you say, I'm going to talk to elected people, we have to find a solution, we have to ask the district labor officer to check these people. The district labor officer should have known when these people came to Gulu. You can bring in the labor district officer to investigate, but he should have known. We should have checked these people before they started the business. Someone has to come out and tell us exactly what is really happening about this businessman sexually humiliating our girls and women. We need the truth about this saga. We had been hearing complaints about the so-called businessmen and women, investors, who with the help of our own elected officials and some local officials, they convince local people to give land to investors because the investor promised that if you give us land, we will build the company and we are going to employ your children. But when they put the factory up and our girls goes there to look for job, first they want to sleep with them before giving them job. Some people who gave their land to investors are now very disappointed because what they are promised is not what they're reaping. They thought these people were going to create employment. But you don't expect someone who wants to sleep with my daughter, with our daughter, with your daughter, before offering them a job. We cannot go so low, and we will never. We will never. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. I know some of you does not like people like us who are critical about how we use our land in Acholiland. That does not mean that I am anti-development. I heard a lot of you people talking about it. Some of these people are anti-development. Some of these people does not know what development are. I know what development is. And I understand development better than anybody else. But I will never accept a development that humiliate my daughters, that humiliate my people, that humiliate our women. That is the red line. It's not acceptable. If you ask our daughters, our women, our kids to perform sexual favor before you give them a job, there is a very expensive job that we cannot accept, Mr. Chairman. Let me tell you one thing. If I decide to go and start a business in Somalia, in India, in Eritrea today, and I start behaving the same way these hotel owners are behaving in Gulu municipality, asking our kids, our women, our girls for sex before employing them, for sex before paying them their salary. If I do that in Somalia, if I do that in India, if I do that in Eritrea, let me tell you, they would apply the law of Moses or the Torah law, and I would never come back home alive. Then I ask myself, why do you come and do that in Acholiland? Does it mean that we are very stupid? That we cannot differentiate right from wrong? That we just allow anybody coming into our home, insulting our hospitality, and then they turn it to insult our girls, our women? I will never accept that. I will not. It is time. We have to wake up. And tell our people right now that we cannot allow foreigners or our brothers from other parts of Uganda to come into our own home state and insult us and insult our hospitality and then urinate on our grandparents, grandfathers, mother's grave. It is not acceptable, and I won't accept it. We all know that men and women differ in their judgment about individual or particular behaviors and comments that constitute sexual harassment. We need to wake up and try to understand this widespread phenomenon which seem to have hit our society so hard. We all know that we came back from the camp, resettling ourselves and our people will take time. But we cannot add insult to injury by somebody coming to start business in your own land or in your own municipality or city and then begin insulting your people. Nobody around the world can accept that. The question we should be asking ourselves to whether we do understand sexual harassment. Do the men and women and supervisors, our elected leaders, understand the impact of sexual harassment and individual responsibility to fight back against sexual harassment from top to bottom and create awareness within the grassroots in Acholiland. That is when Wangoo, the fireplace, become important in the fight that is in front of us. Let me tell you one thing. When we dance the Rakaraka dance, our ladies dance with Lukile, the hex. Let me tell you, don't try to push people to the wall where they cannot move, because they will be forced to protect themselves. But so far, we have not yet reached that level. And we are not like that. But if the society fails us, we shall be forced to protect ourselves, because you cannot come and insult us right at home where we belong. You see, we the Acholis are very good in accepting people, receiving people, giving them all the hospitality we had and we have. In good time, we kept a lot of people from Southern Sudan who lifted hands. But now, if you look at what is happening, they got independence. They're coming to humiliate our people in Atiak, saying a part of the land belongs to them. Humiliate our people in Pade, Amur district, stopping people from digging. And then you realize that no matter how hard we try be normal people are coming to abuse us in our own home. We all know that sexual harassment is linked to power and often takes place in a society that treats women as sex objects and second-class citizens. When you ask a woman for sexual favor before being given a job or a promotion or salary raise, it is so low. We should not allow it to happen in Acholiland. We should not. We have the law in place. I wonder whether the chairman of Gulu municipality did advise those people who came to him complaining about these foreign hotel owners to go and report the same complaint to the police, because there's a law that protects people against sexual harassment, and our ladies should be asked to take that opportunity whenever you can and report it to the police so that the police can investigate those people. Those sexual harassment can take place in schools, universities, or on streets, in shops, or in social places with individuals, whether it is our own people or employers or employees. You have full and legal obligation to report such a matter to the police for investigation. You should not be a victim in your own home. You cannot allow that to happen. Cannot allow that to happen. It is not only our women, but our men can also be sexually harassed. But then, my simple message to you, we have to be very careful what we wish for. Because we should not, again, use sexual harassment as a tool for revenge or as a tool to promote our ego. If we are not careful and properly look at sexual harassment in a serious way, it can set men against men, women against women, and there will be no common ground for us to solve that problem we call sexual harassment, because everybody will be working hard to protect their territory. That is not what we want. That does not bring people together. That does not create a better situation for all of us. Instead, it will dilute even the relationship between women and men, because whatever you do may be taken as a source of sexual harassment. We have to differentiate between compliments and sexual harassment. The moment you start censoring what's come out of your mouth, it may force many to keep their distance in whatever argument taking place. We can think about gender sensitivity, but if censoring freedom of speech becomes normal, then we may be creating more problems for ourselves in future in a society where we can use whatever we have to get back to those we don't like, those who are not like us. It becomes a dangerous bridge to cross. Thank you for listening.